Hi, hi everybody, it's Elaine here. I hope you're all well. Today I'm going to do a memory on my memories, just one of my memories. I was thinking today about actually going on the beach. Now, we haven't been on the beach for a long time, obviously, due to all what's going on, the isolation and the lockdown. And so I was just thinking today on the beach, I think I found a stone or something from the beach out in the garden, which I brought back because I always collecting stones. And anyway, and I was just thinking about when I was 12 years old. We used to go out, try to go out every Saturday. My dad would arrange that somebody would look after the farm, the people would feed the animals so that we could stay out for the whole day. So we'd leave at around about 8 o'clock in the morning, I think it was, and we'd get down to any beach. And we had one favourite beach, which was Seaton in Cornwall, just outside of Loo. And it was a lovely beach. It was pebbly. It there wasn't much sand there. There was sand on the other side, but on our side it was quite pebbly, but we didn't mind that because there was a little stream, and the stream sort of went bigger and bigger out to like a river. But the stream was wonderful because children used to be able to get the rubber rings, and sit on them and come down the stream, and as it got bigger and bigger then they'd get off. At a certain point they'd get off. And we used to love watching them, and some of the children would share what they had with us. You know, it was a very friendly beach, and we had a lovely time. My mum we'd pile in the car, and my mum had made sandwiches, sandwiches galore, all sorts. Drinks, which was normally squash in them days. We didn't have pop and things like that. Cup of coffee, cup of tea in a flask that they would take for Daddy and for Nana if she went with us. And Mum would pile in cakes that she'd made, scones. My favourite was cheese scones that she had, and they were absolutely lovely. And so my mum would make a feast, so we'd have bags going into the car. I think most of the car at the boot was taken up with sandwiches and food and everything. She'd take blankets so that we could sit on them, and we used to hire deck chairs there, so we didn't have to take the chairs, and we didn't have chairs like we have today where you just fold them up and put them in the car, and they're very light aluminium chairs. We didn't have that at all. And so we'd arrive at the beach around about, I think by the time we got going and everything, it would be about 9:30, 10 o'clock. So we'd settle on the beach, and then we'd go and play. My sister and I would go and play. I'd go and fish. I'd get little tiny fish and little shrimp things with a net. My sister wasn't so keen on doing that, but she would perhaps read a book, or she would go in the water and just paddle. And there was a difference between us. We were about 2.5 years between us, so there was a difference. And I was around about 12 at this time, so we used to just chill and watch the kids and play. But at the same time, we really longed for one of these airbeds. All the children seemed to was staying at the beach, because there was like a site where they could stay, hotel, etc., where they could stay. They would have these airbeds, not like the big ones that you have today, but smaller ones, children's ones that they would have, and they'd go down the river, and it would be such fun, and they would share it with you as well. So we'd share it with people we met there, and we always became friends, and even Sharon became friends with children, so we'd just share it. So we really longed for an airbed, so we said to Mummy and Daddy that we would love an airbed if we could. So I think Mum and Dad, they were quite dear in them days, and I think Mum and Dad got together with my Nana, and they got us 2 airbeds. And when we went to the beach the next time, they didn't tell us until we got to the beach, and then Dad was blowing it up. So poor Daddy got puffed out, bless him. And so it was lovely to be able to, and share it as well, share it with the kids that were there. There was little kids, small kids, older kids, and we just used to go down the river and just lie there in the river, and we knew when we had to stop. We knew that it would start to become bigger stream and then like a river going into the sea, and we knew that. We knew where we had to stop. And sometimes we'd take it in turn, sometimes on each other's, sometimes because we'd share our own airbeds, and we used to use them afterwards as well. When we got out the water, we used to put a towel on them and lie on them, or my brother, who was little, he used to sit on them as well. And we looked after them. There was one thing in them days, we looked after things more than, it wasn't a chuck away age like these days. It's a chuck away age, but it wasn't a chuck away age. We looked after them. We wiped them down afterwards, made sure all the sand was off them, washed them. There was like a little tap further up, so we washed them under the tap, got all the salt off them, washed them, made them dry out on the beach before we took them home. And it was quite funny because I used to do mine. Sharon wouldn't. My mum did Sharon's a lot of the time because Sharon was a little bit younger and she didn't really want to do it. So that was it. But it was interesting because we knew the rules. We knew the rules of the beach. Now, I was a person that would push the rules with my parents, but when we were on the beach, we knew it was dangerous. We just knew. We were told it was dangerous, and we listened to our parents, and we knew that it was dangerous at certain points, and it was dangerous when the tide was coming in and when the tide was going out. So we knew that we had to come off this airbed at a certain point. And in fact, it came down and around, and then it started to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and that's where we stopped. And we had to get off and walk all the way back again and do it again and again and again, and we just loved it. We loved it. So it was a great beach, and my brother was only little. He was around about 2.5 to 3, and we used to sit him on the airbed and have a piece of string with him and pull him along as well. A couple of times we let go of the string. We didn't mean to, but we let go of the string, but we soon grabbed him. But he loved it. He used to chuckle and laugh, and he used to think it was wonderful, and he used to splash the water on the side like most little kids do. But it was such a lovely day on the beach, and I just can remember it even now. It just makes me smile. It was such a lovely day. And I can remember my auntie coming down. Now, my auntie lived in America, and she had come back from America to live in the UK, and she lived up just outside Bedfordshire. So when she came down, it was like 2 weeks stay, and it was lovely to see her, because we hadn't grown up with my auntie because she'd been in America and her family. So she used to come down, and she used to love collecting cockles, and she used to love collecting winkles. And so there wasn't many cockles there, but winkles galore. On that beach, winkles galore. So we used to trace all along the beach, all up the rocks, and we used to collect them with her. And then she'd have a big bucket full, and we'd take them home, and she would cook them that night, and we'd have it with bread. And the best one was homemade bread. I can taste it now. I can smell it. How it used to. The smell used to go all around the kitchen, and it was like a sea smell. It was like as though we hadn't left the beach. It was just amazing. And those things are wonderful. Those stories are wonderful. And I'm sure, as I've got lots of memories, I'm sure you have lots of memories. And as I get older, I realise that I need to put them down more and more. And I say, write your memories down, write those things down. When it comes to you sometimes, just write them down in a book, a big book, so that later on you'll be able to share with your family and your family's family, and your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren, all about what you used to do when you were a little girl, or all about what you did when you were a little boy, because it brings back memories. And I'm sure when my family listen to this, it will bring back some memories for them too. But it brings back memories, that, we used to have such wonderful weather. We have wonderful weather this year, but we used to have that in the summer. The summer was just so different to what it is these days. It was complete summer, and we used to have a whole month of sunshine and warmth, and just to feel the warmth on our faces after a very hard winter was just wonderful. So just think of those memories and just write them down. So I would say bye for now and have a brilliant day, and look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.